I just glorious music coming. People, I know a lot of y'all been asking where I've been, from Morphin Network to all over the internet. Where is Leo? Where is Leo? Where is Reckless Fox? Where's Guess what, people? I am back. It is a new era. The King has returned. And today we're talking about the movie that started it all. Without this movie, there wouldn't have been an Avengers. There wouldn't have been Avengers Endgame. There would have been no Black Panther, no Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home, Home Run, Out of Time, Doctor Strange, Sam Raimi Madness, no Loki, no Black Panther, no Black Excellence in Marvel, none of that. We talk about the movie that pretty much brought a resurgence to Robert Downey Jr.'s career. I'm just gonna say that up front. I know that he did Zodiac. I know he did several other movies, Zodiac, Gothica, that one movie with Keanu Reeves. I know. But let's just face it, the movie that gave this man resurgence is 2008's Iron Man. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect movie for me to come back to. So,
Oh crap, he's back.
this.
Oh no! I didn't. It was supposed to be It was supposed to be Vanilla Lightning. Why is
You thought. No, you thought. You see, I've been watching your show, Ryan. I've been watching your show, and it's been good. It's been good. Could be better because you ain't got me yet. And I know that you try to replace me. I know you left me for dead. I know you let a freaking Titan destroy my compound. But guess what? I survived. You tried to Thanos snap me. Couldn't get it. You said you had a Club of Lang come after me, but I paid that fool too. I'm back, baby. There can be only one, and I'm back. I'm out of here. Bye.
But anyway, so welcome back, Crazy Fox. Actually, no. Your new nickname will be Mocha Fox.
No, my new name is Papa Fox.
No, you're Mocha.
Papa Fox.
For the butter, you're Mocha. We're
Papa
food.
Fox.
We're
Papa Fox.
No, we're Mocha. You're Mocha.
How about Papa Mocha or Mocha Papa? Mocha Papa.
Anyway,
I need a Papa in there somewhere because I need to let the people know. In case y'all don't know, in case y'all don't follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, I am now officially a dad. I am the first one in the crew to become a father and getting married. So, boom, boom, hit two birds with one stone. But I will say this, Ryan. I know you've been asking for me. I miss you too. I'm your first, your last, your everything, and I do appreciate it, honey. And I am back to talk about, honestly, a damn near a perfect Marvel movie. A rookie year of Marvel, by the way. This is the rookie year. See, there's the rookie year, the sophomore year, the junior year, and then the veteran year. And then whatever year we're in right now at this point. I had not seen it, but in honor of Thor 4 Love and Thunder coming out last week, we are talking about the movie that started it all, 2008's Iron Man, which is an American superhero movie based off the Marvel comic books character of the same name, produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Paramount Pictures. Yes, the same people who gave us Transformers and the Sonic movies. It is the first film in the MCU directed by Jon Favreau and stars Robert Downey Jr., Terrence Howard, Jeff Bridges, the man, Sean Tooby, and Gwyneth Paltrow. And the film is following Tony Stark's escape from captivity by a terrorist organization and builds a mechanized suit of armor and becomes the superhero known as Iron Man. Now, for those of you, before we get started on why this movie is just pure genius, keep in mind, for the newbies out there, they've been trying to make this movie since the 90s. Originally, Universal Studios had the rights to make the Iron Man movie, and in the 90s, they even tried to get Nick Cage to do it, but Nick Cage tried to do that Superman movie that never came out, and then they tried to get Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise is doing Tom Cruise things, and Tom Cruise in all around Hollywood, aka Mission Impossible and Eyes Wide Shut. Um, shout out to Simon Bellman from Power Rangers. But other than that, they finally got the rights. This movie was in production in 2006, and let's talk about the star real quick. Like, in case you all don't know, we're talking about Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr., for those you don't know, has had a prominent career. It has slowed down the 2000s for obvious reasons that we're not gonna touch on. Let's just say that the man is okay. He's been sober for damn near 2 decades now. God bless you, Robert Downey Jr. But this man has been in movies such as Chaplin, one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies ever made, Natural Born Killers. He was also in Gothica, Zodiac, the Iron Man movies, and it was pretty much one of the poster children of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, being the freaking The Incredible Hulk, the Avengers, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers 2: Age of Ultron, Spider-Man Homecoming, Avengers 3, and Avengers 4 Endgame, which was his final movie in the cinematic universe. And he was also in U.S. Marshal and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with one of my favorite character actors, Val Kilmer. And then you had Jeff Bridges, who he's the dude. We all know he's the dude from The Big Lebowski, but the movie I remember Jeff Bridges from, and I know we're going to touch on both movies at some point, is Tron and Tron Legacy. That's coming, people. And then you have Gwyneth Paltrow, you have Terrence Howard from Empire, Maine, and you also have Sam Jackson, but he'll come later. Anyways, Ryan, before we get into it, when was the first time you saw this movie? Because I think we were kids. We were roughly.
It was 2008.
14.
So yeah, I was 13. I watched. Believe it or not, I did not watch this in theaters. Actually, the first MCU film I watched in theaters was actually Captain America: First Avenger. But because thing is, like, I'm like Iron Man. Okay, I'll pass because I was more to like watching Star Wars movies in theaters, or like I was like because you gotta remember, like, I was a big Spider-Man fan, and like I'm like, okay, who is this Iron Man? Like, okay, not interested. I mean, I kind of knew him like with cartoons, like cameos from like like the Incredible Hulk. I was not into Iron Man. I was like, okay, whatever, pass. But then I kind of regret it now because I never got the experience of watching Iron Man in the cinema, in the film cinema. Because like even Iron Man 2, I didn't watch Iron Man 2. Because like my friends like, you should watch Iron Man. Like, yeah, this film is amazing. This film is good. I was like, okay, I'll watch on DVD. And then like, holy shit, oh, this film was good. Now I regret it. This is my biggest regrets. I never watched this film in theaters. But so when I watch it first time, I'm like, oh crap, this film is really, really good. Story wise, pacing, RDJ kills his Iron Man. Like, you cannot, it's legit, you cannot replace RDJ. You cannot replace his Iron Man. Like, I mean, okay, I mean, of course, going a little backtrack, Riri Williams, for Ironheart, for Disney Plus series. I mean, okay, maybe as a successor, but you cannot replace RDJ. It's like, you cannot recast him. It's hard to recast. It's like
absolutely not.
Trying to recast Indiana Jones. You cannot recast Indiana Jones. Like Daniel Radcliffe's Harry Potter. You cannot recast them as Harry Potter. It's like those kind of people. Because like in the MCU, Captain America, like Chris Evans is, it's now Sam Wilson. But like RDJ's Iron Man is one of the most iconic movie. I would say even superhero, like movie characters of all time. I say movie because like no one cannot see him as I mean, maybe Tom Cruise as a variant, but whatever. That's again.
No, we didn't get that because I know a lot of people were like, "Is Tom Cruise gonna be an Iron Man variant in Doctor Strange 2?" Never happened. Yeah. I really wanted that because I did cast Tom Cruise in my '90s fan cast of the Avengers along with Brad Pitt's Captain America. But I digress.
But overall, the film is great. It's rewatchable. Honestly, it's in my top 3 MCU films because my number 1 is No Way Home, number 2 is Infinity War, and number 3 is legit Iron Man 1. Like, it's like because it was actually my number 2. But then because Winter Soldier was my number 1, but I rewatching again, this film did have flaws. I didn't notice. That's why I kind of restacked it. But anyway. Yeah, so that's my story. That's how I first watched Iron Man, and that's now I'm not a big Iron Man fan. I'm more of Captain America, like MCU fan. But like Iron Man is the one that Like the film, his first film, the most is the one I actually watched the most. But that and No Way Home, and Winter Soldier.
For me, I was on the same boat. I was 13 when this movie came out, the summer of '08. I didn't see it. Neither did I see Batman Dark Knight, because keep in mind, this is the same year that this movie and Batman the Dark Knight came out.
Mm-hmm.
These movies were going head to head for the summer blockbuster. Freaking if Iron Man started the summer blockbuster of '08, Dark Knight kind of pretty much ended it right there. Even though we also had Hellboy 2: The Golden Army, which I ain't gonna front. I saw Hellboy 2: The Golden Army over these two movies. I'm sorry. I love Hellboy 2: The Golden Army, and hopefully we review all three Hellboy movies at some point, including that anime film that came out too. Um, I would also go in. I also agree with you. Spider-Man is my favorite character. The only reason why I knew a lot about Iron Man, I kind of have a more of a lineage on how I knew about Iron Man. There was a Spider-Man animated series, the two-part where Spider-Man War Machine teamed up, and he's like, "Yo, I got a homie named Iron Man. He's gonna come in and he's gonna run this fade." And he had the Black Air Force energy to go with it. He was in the Incredible Hulk cartoon, and then I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who tried watching that Avengers '90s cartoon.
Yeah.
That was, God, that was terrible. So, and then also I played the video games. I had played the Marvel vs. Capcom games. That's how I knew about Iron Man first, because I mained Iron Man in Marvel Superheroes, and then MVC2, and then MVC3 as well. So that's how. And then Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, Alliance 1 and 2 came out, and then Marvel's Imperfects that came out, and Iron Man was one of the main characters. This is how I kept in touch with Iron Man, even though Captain America was not Captain America. Spider-Man was still my favorite character. I still kind of figured out, like, I knew who Iron Man was. And Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is what made me interested in reading Iron Man comics, because I didn't know a damn thing about Iron Man at all. I just knew he was this genius billionaire playboy philanthropist white guy in a suit of armor, flying around shooting unibeams. That's pretty much what I remembered him as. But finish after watching this movie, I saw Iron Man 2 in theaters. That's the one thing I did not regret. And I know people are gonna be like, "It was Iron Man 2, like Iron Man 2's trash." Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Iron Man 2 is a good movie. The way you need to watch it though is watch Iron Man and Iron Man 2 back to back. Don't watch Hulk in between. Watch Hulk after. It makes his cameo make a lot more sense when he's talking to Thunderbolt Ross, rest in peace, William Hurt. It makes way more sense because he's a lot more mellow. This time he's like, okay, there's something bigger than me and everyone else out there. Number one. Number two, I'm just gonna keep it a buck 100. The reason why Iron Man 2 is not as good as everyone wanted it to be is because of false advertisement. But I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about Iron Man 2 at some later point. Let's get back to this movie. Robert Downey Jr. is what made Iron Man, and because of that, if you look at the comic books, they kept RDJ's image as Tony Stark for the comic books. It's kind of like how Samuel Jackson, they have a lookalike to play Ultimate Nick Fury. And that's the reason why we have Sam Jackson as Nick Fury, because, like, look, you can use my likeness. I won't be Nick Fury in this mug when you decide making one. And there you go. This movie made me interested and want to see more Robert Downey Jr. movies. And God dang it, man! It is a great way to start off. If you've never seen a Robert Downey Jr. movie, this honestly, if you are in the early to late 20s. This is the perfect RDJ movie to watch.
Yeah, like RDJ came on. Like I did watch him in past films, you know, like some of them were great, some of them were not. Oh dear God, there's also Zodiac, of course. That's the one I've known him for, was Zodiac. But he just kills this role. Like again, like he really kills it. Though you know it's funny in the comics, because the thing is, I actually read the comics after I watched some of his comics, and like Tony Stark's a jerk. I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah.
No wonder like people didn't really like him, because no wonder not, because there was some, like, I don't know, I think there's one scenes like stuff like, why is Iron Man not going to be our first hero? Because people, the comic book fans, they don't like Iron Man.
He's a jackass in the comic book, just like Ant-Man. But because it's the MCU and Kevin Feige knows his crap.
Yeah, like I'll say this: like if you read the comics, Iron Man's a jerk. That's why he had That's why he had like least fans in Marvel. Well, there's some people like least. You like, and also of course he was an alcoholic and all that stuff, right? but the fact how RDJ portrays them, this is where I think the comedy thing worked well. Because the thing is, you watch Iron Man, it started the tone of the MCU. Oh, basically, it showed that superhero movies can be fun, can have comedic writing that actually works well, character development. Um, Basically, this is the first film that focused a lot on the heroes.
Yep.
Because the thing is, you notice old past films like there's a hero and then the villain, and sometimes the villain overshadows the hero. And you notice that,
Yeah.
like even Sam Raimi Spider Man, people are like, oh, who's the new villain? Who's the new villain? Like, okay, I remember that. Like, oh, it's Venom. People were talking about Venom more than Spidey.
Yeah. It's. I think it's still. We were still off the cusp of. Keep in mind, we're still off the cusp of the '90s comic book movies. Where yes, in the 2000s, we can have a huge discussion on what the hell went down with comic movies in the 90s going into the 2000s and then so forth and so forth. But keep in mind, a lot of the times we were still in this phase where a lot of the times we cared about the villains more than the heroes.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the actor? Okay, you got the villain. Who's going to be the actor? Like Danny DeVito as Penguin in Batman Returns. A lot more people cared about that and Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman than they did Michael Keaton Batman.
Even
No disrespect to
Dark
Keaton.
Knight Joker. No one
Yes,
cared. Like, no one cared about. I was kind of sad. No one really cared about Bale. Oh, who's the Joker? Oh, Heath Ledger. Okay.
keep in mind this was also Heath Ledger's final movie before his passing. That's one big reason why. But no, but I do agree with you. Like a lot more people were talking about Ledger's Joker than Bale's performance or his performance as Batman. Same as honestly. Oh, I'm going. Oh, here's a hot take. I cared more about Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin than I
Yeah.
actually Tobey Maguire in
Yeah.
Iron
I'm
Man
serious. I'm serious.
and Alfred Molina's like Doctor Octopus. And honestly, this is a real hot take. I didn't really care that much for Spider-Man 2 in retrospect. I rewatched it a couple of years ago, and I rewatched it this year after watching No Way Home again. Honestly, Doctor Octopus is what made me want to keep
Yeah,
watching
it's
that
more like
movie.
Doc Ock is more interesting too.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I love Spider-Man movies. Don't get it twisted. Except Amazing 2. And real quick, everyone who's like, "Oh, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is amazing," shut up. Um, Spider-Man 2, and especially Spider-Man 2.1. Yeah, man, I cared more about Alfred Molina as Doctor Octopus than I did with Spider-Man. Spider-Man was whack in that
Yeah.
one. And no, it's
Now,
not no offense to Toby. It's just how it was written.
yeah.
Again, we cared about the villains more than the heroes back then.
Yeah.
This
So
one, not so much. I cared about the hero more than the villain, and honestly, I that leads into a different conversation about the villains in Marvel.
it's
Go
funny.
ahead.
Like the thing is, there's a trope. Like the villain should be like the same power level as the hero. It kind of is in this film too. The trope like, oh, we have Iron Man. We have another evil Iron Man, which is forgettable. Because like the thing is, Ironmonger was actually popular in the comics. It's
Yeah,
kind of sad the fact that now here's the thing that what's kind of sad about with Marvel Studios, they had a bad track record with villains. Like Ironmonger going forward with, I mean, the Abomination was okay, but he was showed in the end. Same thing with Whiplash. Whiplash was a badass in the comics. I can't believe he was not usable, but that's
Whiplash was. Oh, we'll
same.
get to him in Iron Man 2.
Red Skull, honestly, Red Skull was not intimidating. Like I was like, I only care about. See, this is what I think. I care about the hero more. I care
You
about
mean
Cap
Agent
more.
Smith in Red?
Yeah, the only thing, I mean, Loki. It's even funny. Loki and Thor was forgettable. Like when Loki in Avengers was
Oh, okay.
actually, yeah.
I wholeheartedly think you should resent that remark because
I'm no, I'm this is my
I've
opinion. Like
seen your show, Ryan. There are plenty of Loki fans who are ready with all their variant weapons to come after you, bro.
no, I'm serious
Don't
though.
talk about
Like
don't talk about
Loki,
Tom Hiddleston like
Loki
that.
in the first Thor film was not really. It was okay. The thing is, I cared more about Thor. Like heck, they even had the Destroyer in that film. Yeah, he didn't even. Or Luffy.
Yeah,
He's like, but we only cared about is Thor. See,
but no,
it was
I get what you mean though.
yeah,
But
but like it wasn't for Avengers. This is like Josh Whedon kind of made the villain like a little bit more important. That's where I started. Okay, we have Ultron, a little bit forgettable, but still, and then we got Thanos. I'll say this: Phase 2 villains started to become a little bit better. A little bit, not bad, but a
We'll
little
we'll
bit, a
talk
little
about
forgettable.
Guardians. We'll talk about Guardians of the Galaxy when we get to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but
I
anyway,
have
going
some
back
things to
to
say.
Iron Man, I
Yeah, go
keep it
ahead.
going over here. Going back to Iron Man, yeah, like going to Jeff Bridges. Honestly, his performance as just Obadiah Stane was actually perfect. Like, but as Ironmonger, I'm like, okay, whatever. But like as a human, like like that was interesting. Like, this is the dynamic between him and Tony. I'm like, wow, I like his performance as just a normal corporate bad guy that helping terrorists. This is very interesting. Him in a suit,
I Jeff Bridges could do no wrong. Jeff Bridges can be in a bad movie and still be the best part of it. Jeff Bridges, I again, people, I love Jeff Bridges. In case y'all don't know, again, the Tron movies. I'm not Big Lebowski, True Grit. I love Jeff Bridges. I love this Starman. Y'all need to watch John Carpenter's
yeah.
Starman. But his performance as Obadiah is really cutthroat, and it's not cutthroat. It's really good. It like, especially considering the fact that the commentary that they were talking about, because the war of Afghanistan and us getting black market weapons and stuff like that, and terrorists getting black market weapons and stuff like that. Like this really did coincide, which I really do appreciate in this movie just as much as I appreciate Captain America's Winter Soldier and what they did. But this one, I really like how it was in the times, and how one small step, one mistake can make you change your mind about everything. And that's what we saw when after Iron Man gets shrapnel in his heart, they put a battery on him. He makes the arc reactor. He goes back crazy in the cave, gets out, and is like, "Yo, I'm shutting down the weapons division. F this noise. I'm done. I can't. I saw kids dying. I saw people calling for their mamas, getting blown up. I'm done. I'm out. Peace."
You know what's funny? This is technically the highest rated MCU film by
At the
fans
time,
at the
what?
time. No,
Oh,
actually, no. Even like I seen people putting it higher than No Way Home. Because think of No Way
oh,
Home
okay.
is,
I
I'll
thought we were
admit,
talking money wise.
thing is about No Way Home, the first half kind of sucked. I admit I didn't like the first half of it. It was like okay, slow, but I mean it was okay, but the first half was kind of like slow, pacing wise and stuff like that. But this one, again, this is the most rewatchable Marvel movie. Like it's easy to watch. The
We're
story is
gonna be
easy to
saying this a
get. Like
lot. We're gonna be saying this a lot. And so people make drinking game. Every time we say rewatchable, take a drink,
take a
or
drink,
do
yeah.
push-ups, or do something,
Do
because we're
some.
gonna be saying rewatchable, rewatchable.
The thing is, like, it's a perfect origin story. We see a guy that's freaking flawed. He came in, he's still a jerk in this film. He's a jerk, right? Like he's like showing off, but you can see that the slight of humanity with him. Like, oh, don't do peace signs. I just kidding. Let's do it. It's kind of funny too. If you watch the other Iron Man films, he does that too to honor that soldier. That's
I
a good
officially
nod. That's a good
privatized
nod.
world peace.
Yeah, that's a good nod. He doesn't do that, but like after the guy died in front of me, that's a good nod. A good like respect to the guy who passed, who
Hmm.
died. But you do see he's a jerk. He's like conceited, egotistical. But I think that's why again, Yensid is actually like I'll say Yensid is legit one of the most important characters in the MCU because without him, he would not have saved Tony Stark.
I think any character that brings some sort of humanity and humility into your main character is very important. Yinsen, uh, uh, um, what's that fool's name? A homie who did Captain America's stuff.
Agent Coulson.
No, not Coulson, Well, Coulson and the guy who helped experiment on Captain America, who's played by Homeboy from Hunger Games.
Erskine?
Yes,
Oh,
Herskin, because he's like, be the next you. Don't be what America wants. Like that, and then
oh,
also like the ancient one, and
yeah,
like,
that's another movie. But
mhm.
going
No,
back
I'm
straight
saying in
to
general, like
yeah,
you characters who bring some sort of humility to your main character who sees himself as better than anybody else. It will always be the most important character. Stanley Tucci, that's what I was talking about. Anyways, but I think the best one of my favorite parts in this movie, because I know someone was asking in the chat, one of my favorite parts of the movie,
Oh yeah.
honestly.
I got it. Hold on, let me read it. Let me
Go
read
ahead,
it.
go ahead.
What is your favorite scene in Iron Man? Let's answer this question. My favorite scene in Iron Man was when he finally reveals the Mark II, and fights the terrorists in Afghanistan. And basically the whole sequence, but like flying, like
Yeah.
that's my favorite sequence because it shows who he is. Like he'll help people. Like he uses weapons for good, and that was a badass introduction for a Marvel hero. I'm sorry, that was the best
Mm-hmm.
introduction to a Marvel hero, hands down.
You cannot touch it.
Plus, you had the
You can't
soundtrack.
touch
The
it.
soundtrack was badass.
I'll say this: I love that scene, but one of my favorite scenes as a kid and as an adult now is him testing everything. I love how in detail he goes. He's like, all right, this is a big ass suit. I want to make it smaller. I need to know what I need to figure out what I'm gonna do on how to fly, how much power I'm gonna need for it, how much jolt I'm gonna need for it, and yoke and what everything else. I love that scene where he is experimenting and stuff like that on his reactor and how he can get everything to fly. And one of my favorite scene going into that is when he first flies in his prototype suit that Rhodey does use in the next film. I really like that. Because it reminds me like when you're a kid how you used to take you could take apart something and put it back together and see if you could do it better. That's what I love about that part. That's my favorite part of the whole movie.
Yeah. Um. Again, it also shows like his technical genius. I mean, it's shown in the comics too, but I like in the movie they actually show how he's very smart,
Mm-hmm.
how he can make stuff. That's why like he's not. I'll say that as much as like I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it too. Sorry, DC fans. As much as I love Batman, Batman is really spoiled. I'm
Oh, we
sorry.
all know. We all know.
Like I'm
Okay.
sorry, like I get it. He's the greatest detective of all time. Like he learned all the martial arts around the world. I don't know how many martial arts he learned. He has freaking plot
12.
armor device. He can't die. So but thing is, without those money, what is he? I'm serious. Without that big ass cash and check, what is he?
I have a
Like
I
at
have a
least
I have a
like
hot
he
take. Go ahead.
like at least with Iron Man, he's smart. He doesn't need I mean, I'm going a little further. I'm not gonna say anymore, but in Iron Man 3, it shows why he's a hero. Like he didn't need
Ryan. Iron Man 3 came out almost 10 years ago. If no one has seen Iron Man 3 by now and has not subscribed to Disney Plus or borrowed someone's Disney Plus subscription, they SOL, bro. They out of luck.
Yeah, like they showed that with Dark Knight Rises, right? Like freaking I don't have money. I get it, but you didn't really save Gotham, dude. It was technically your ally. It's but anyway, that's another movie. But I'll say this: Iron Man, like yeah, he is rich. He's a billionaire. But the thing is, it showed that he doesn't really need it. Like he can make like that scene alone when he made the Iron Man suit, the Mark One. He just uses bolts and scraps in a cave. Tony Stark
Cave
in a
with
cave.
bunch of
Scraps. But see, it shows how genius he is, right? And plus,
Yep.
in the beginning, he's a prodigy. Like that's how smart he is. His IQ is like way off the charts.
I w- here. Okay, here's a question. Outside, we've talked about RDJ's performance. We talked about Obadiah, Jeopardy's performances.
Oh, you need to talk about
What about
Gwyneth
the?
Paltrow. You need to talk about Pepper.
Let's talk about Miss Potts real quick.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll
talk.
say this: Gwyneth Paltrow's Pepper Potts, another perfect casting, because that's how I saw Pepper Potts is, and I like the fact that she does inherit a lot of comic book accuracies of Pepper Potts in comics. Very, very smart, very determined. Like she doesn't give a shit. Even though Tony's her boss, she knows when it's like, hey, you're effing up.
And obviously whenever he's having after a one night stand with certain women, she sees them out the door.
Yeah, I know. She's like, yeah, get out. I was like, holy shit.
No, with the homegirl, she's like, she went off like,
Oh,
listen,
you mean
I'm
the
just,
journalist?
yeah, she's like, listen, I'm just here to take Tony's trash out. You're free to go. When she said that, I'm like,
Bro.
I'm like, bro, she did not care. Honey Badger don't give an F, bro. Like I loved it. Like she even though she knew like Tony, you know, you kind of you kind of a bore, and I'm not. In case I can't say the actual word, I got your back.
Yeah, it's another thing too about Pepper. Like Pepper, like in the comics. Okay, in the comics, he was kind of like into Tony Stark, but again, he had too many playgirls. But I like the fact that in this film, that she show like, oh, I do care about the guy. It's just he's a playboy. He's egotistical. I can't really date him because he doesn't have that humanity in him yet. And the fact that he does that, it shows okay, I do like him. And also, I like the fact that it show her being a very strong woman. Like the fact that like she's the one that got Obadiah's file. Remember, like the
Yep.
legal from oh, and yeah, well, continue with that. And then, but yeah, Pepper Potts. She well, I'll say this. I know for you MCU fans, she does more. She's a big character in MCU, but in this film, she was more like just an assistant secretary. But she did a
She
lot
was
of
his
stuff.
Alfred. She was Tony's Alfred.
Yeah, she was Tony's Alfred. I mean, she didn't really have a lot of action scenes besides the one, like in the final battle where she clicks the generator, the arc reactor, the big arc
Hmm.
reactor to kill Obadiah. Spoiler alert. But
Again, this movie is roughly 10 years. It's like over 10 years old. If you have not seen this movie, what are you doing? Why are you
yeah,
watching? Where this is okay, spoilers
19, 20,
for a movie that
14 years old.
spoilers for a 14-year-old movie. In case y'all have not no, Obadiah does die, but a lot of Marvel's villains die. There's only like a handful that are still alive.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to us saying, yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts. I mean, she does her job, does a great job. Again, the first film didn't really do much, or character development. She was there being an Alfred, but in later movies she does develop, which is now one of the best. This is what I like about Marvel movies. Like, like they start off slow, some characters, and then in the end they become so beloved. Cat Dennings. Anyway,
I love Cat.
waifu. Like she was just like, okay, Mew Mew. Oh, but now she's legit everyone's waifu. It's amazing. Even Loki. Loki started up bad, not really well, and then look what happened. Live Loki for life.
Okay, no. Everyone loved Loki from the start. Like again, I don't know where you were during 2011, but if you were on Tumblr on the message boards, every woman and man loved them some Loki. It's the reason why everyone was excited when he got his own show, including myself.
Oh my god. Anyway, so that's Pepper Potts. I mean, how about you? What are your thoughts on Pepper Potts?
I think Gwyneth Paltrow's performance as Pepper Potts was pretty good. And keep in mind, Pepper Potts, I mean not Pepper Potts, Gwyneth Paltrow, knowing her filmography, one of my favorite movies she did was Shakespeare in Love. She did a lot of period piece movies back in the 90s and into the 2000s. So I remember her from that movie. I remember her from that movie with with Ben Affleck. I think it was either Bounce or was it Force of Nature? I don't remember. But this was something I didn't see her doing in retrospect, but I'm glad she did it. I think as an actress, she's an amazing actress. Like, and I really hope they bring her Pepper Potts back more in the MCU or in some way, shape, or form.
Ironheart. Armor Wars. I would maybe.
That's
Hopefully.
that's a maybe. Knowing look, given the stats of the MCU right now, maybe they should hold off a little bit. But I would like to see that. But let's talk about how this one, Terrence Howard. Now,
Oh yeah, Brody.
let's start out Terrence Howard, people. Terrence Howard, this is his first and last Marvel movie. Some stuff happened behind the scenes. We're not gonna touch on it because that takes way too long. But I low key wanted him as War Machine. I really did. I think his performance in this movie, it wasn't bad.
It was just
It was whatever's. I would love to see a variant of Terrence Howard's War Machine pop up.
I mean, that just shows like, holy shit. No, the thing is, it's kind of sad. He's like, next time, baby. It's like, it was never a next time. You talk too soon.
I got no. I hear. This is how we clean it up. This is how we clean it up. This is how we clean it up. The next season of Marvel's What If, Terrence Howard, next time, baby. But when in this reality, Rhodey does become Iron Man on that exact same day with this exact same light skinned actor.
Hey, I mean, season 2 is a What If season 2 being out. So
Exactly. And we have Terrence Howard coming back as the voice of Rhodey in a different universe where, let's say, Tony is dead again, but War Machine is the new Iron Man.
I know. I love the fact in What If they keep saying Tony, you're alive in this universe? Yeah. What the? Watch.
Oh my God! They killed Tony! You bastards! Just like in Power, just like off topic, just like in Power Rangers, Shattered Grid. Oh my God! They killed Tommy! You bastards!
Anyway, honestly, it's kind of sad too because I think he had potential being a War Machine for next film, but again, proper. But his performance as Rhodey, I liked it. I mean, him and RDJ's chemistry really was, in my opinion, was actually really good. Right? They were
Yeah,
able to, yeah.
it was grounded. It was a ground. He was a grounded character, pun intended, who understood, who you saw the emotion when he finally saw Tony after he was in captivity for 3 months, and even got helped him get his. Actually, no, it was Happy Hogan. We'll talk about John Favreau in a minute. But you saw the emotion he had. You saw the emotion he had when he's like, "Yo, dude, people are saying you're sick. People are saying that you need some rest. I'm telling you as your best friend, stay your ass at home." Like I like that. I like, you need a best friend like Rhodey, and I think Terrence Howard's performance shows that. Now, Rhodey in the later films, I actually love the chemistry going forward, especially in Iron Man 3. But again, we'll talk about those later.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. You mean the man behind the grid of Space Jam 2?
Yeah.
That was that. Okay, off topic. That was Don Cheadle's. I wonder what was the easiest paycheck Don Cheadle ever got. Was it Space Jam 2, or was him voice acting in The Boys Diabolical?
Nah, I bet you. No, it's gonna be. It's Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, because he's only in for like
Yeah,
5
I know.
minutes.
Easiest paycheck. I said, there, do some lines. I'm done.
He's like, okay, what's my okay, cool. That's 500,000. Keep putting another 50 grand on that. Okay, all right, peace. I'm about to go do Space Jam.
Anyway, yeah, there's not much to say about Terrence Howard. I mean, again, it's sad. It's sad he didn't continue. I wanted to see. I would have wanted to like see him, but again, we had Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle's great, but I kind of want to see what if Terrence was actually.
What if War Machine was light skinned?
Anyway, moving on to. I'll say this. This guy is the heart and the Godfather, and I'm gonna say this. He is what helped set the foundation of the MCU. It's Jon Favreau.
Favreau.
Jon Favreau's he was the director of this film too, and he played Happy Hogan. He also, I think, did he write the film too? Did he write?
Let me take a look. Written by.
Was he a writer?
It doesn't say, no.
Okay, but he did direct the film. But thing is, but Iron Man 1 was so influential for the next phase of Marvel movies to kind of do his blueprint of how to make a Marvel movie.
Exactly. Keep in mind, before the MCU, for y'all who want to know more about Jon Favreau, this man he was in let's see, directed. He did
he was in Daredevil.
He was in Daredevil. He was in The Very Bad Things. He was in Foggy. He was in he was in Swingers, which is a really good movie in case you all want to know. Swingers is good. He was also in the Jungle Book movies. He was in G-Force. Yeah. He was in 4 Christmases, Wimbledon, The Breakup. I love that movie. He
also directed Elf.
Oh, yes. The same man who directed
one of the best Iron Christmas films of all time.
Rest in peace to James Caan. Okay, look, holiday season, we got to review Elf. We need to for James Caan. Thank you. I want to be in that. But no, he was the writer to Swingers. He was the writer, director, and producer of the movie Made. For Iron Man, he was the executive producer and the director. He was not the writer.
Okay. But he set the foundation. It's like going off topic. It's like Mandalorian. He set the foundation of what a Disney Star Wars series should be. The foundation. But anyway,
that was the way, man.
That's the way.
Okay. What about the action scenes? Special effects. In your opinion, the special effects and the CG from this movie, do you think they still hold up in 2022?
It does. It kind of does. I mean, what's funny? The special effects in this film is kind of better than some of the new Marvel films. I'll say this: No Way Home special effects was kind of like, even Black Panther. I'm sorry, the final half.
Don't talk to me about that. Don't talk
to me about that. The final scenes are like the rhinos and it looked like a video game movie. I'm sorry, but I'm going to Iron Man. The special effects it looked good. It was simple. But what helped was there's a lot of practical effects too. Like the suit when he wore it was actually practical. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
what I
wasn't
liked
until
about.
later on. It wasn't until later on in the movies when his suits were more and more CG, and all you saw was the torso.
Yeah, nanotech. But like this is why a lot of people like the first Iron Man because like the Mark II is the most used suit seen in like marketing or like Iron Man stuff because like it's so iconic, right? Like the red and yellow things, like comic book accurate. That's why Mark II. But anyway, what can I say? Like yeah, special effects, it holds up. It's like I'll say it's like special effects from I guess Jurassic Park. It's like more like similar to Spider-Man 2's special effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that.
No, I see. I would say Jurassic Park's special effects still hold up because one of the big things that they had was Industrial Light and Magic. The Industrial Light and Magic, I don't remember. I don't recall them working with this movie. I know that they come in for later MCU movies, but yeah, there is plenty of practical effects to this movie. Like his suit, his big suit he wears, that's not CG. That was a straight up practical, big ass suit made in a cave with a box of scraps.
Box of scraps.
But no, I also agree. I think the special effects in 2000, especially in 2008, still hold up because because I'll say this, and this really isn't a hot take. This is just simple facts. I believe the CG and the animation and the practical effects in this movie than I did with another movie that came out the following year, and that was X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh my god, another
F that
Fox.
movie. F that movie. Hot take. There's only one good X-Men movie, and it's First Class. Shh. Anyways, but no, the effects
Hey,
work.
X2 was that bad. X-Men 2 was not that bad.
Rewatch as an adult, trust me. Anyways,
Okay.
but no, I think the effects still work. I think the overall set pieces, because we know that this movie was filmed on location in certain areas. This movie was filmed on location in Los Angeles and somewhere in the middle. I think they filmed in the Middle East. I don't remember. I would have to look that up. If not, they probably went to New Zealand or Australia because if you can't get that, you're gonna go to either one of those places. I think the set pieces and the set designs are really good. If you have ever looked at the concept art of Iron Man, like if you ever seen like those steel, like you know how they show like these are like designs of what the scenes would look like. I have one of those pictures in my old computer, and it is amazing. Like if you go and look at behind the scenes like art of Iron Man, it will take your breath away. Like because they literally treated this movie perfectly in every way, shape, and form. Like again, there really is no other movie that the MCU could ever do to be like Iron Man. There'll never be another Iron Man, and honestly, there will never be an experience like Iron Man ever again. Whether you watch it opening night in 2008, or whether you were like me and Ryan, where we watch this movie on DVD or on FX because FX
Hey,
always gets
DVD was
stuff.
still incredible. I enjoyed it. I still have the DVD from 2008 in my freaking room.
Like there will never be another Iron Man movie. Like no matter how many MCU movies you make today, where the CGI and special effects are look better and better, nothing will ever take away the magic that was Iron Man 1 ever.
Yeah, it's considered also one of the most iconic. I don't know if it's a rated American film library. I forgot, but like it's basically
It is.
uh,
I think I know what you're talking about. It is. It is.
like if you have to watch a film before you die, it has to be Iron Man. At least Iron Man. But anyway, now let's talk about. Oh, we need to talk about this.
Okay.
The 10 rings. That I found. But the thing is, that I found it did set up the 10 rings. I like the
Yeah.
fact that Feige. This is where you see Feige's genius. He think what Feige is. He plans ahead. He plan like I like the fact that he legit planned this all ahead. If you look, so the thing is, Iron Man set up the 10 rings. You guys don't know the 10 rings is a secret evil criminal organization. They're like the Marvel's Illuminati. Well, not Illuminati, but like an actual criminal organization. Well, I can say Illuminati,
No, it's not the Illuminati. It's
more like I can't because Hydra is a terrorist. I mean, same thing, Ten Rings, but it's like I can't say it's like the Yakuza or the Triads.
No, I know what you're trying to say. The Ten Rings is essentially the underground organization because when you have Hydra in the MCU, that's kind of like the Illuminati because the whole Hydra story lasted all the way until Agents of Shield season 4. Um, and then you had AIM, which they never touched on AIM again after Iron Man 3, dude. Wow.
I mean, he did like show the extremists in Shang-Chi. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like AIM the organization. I digress. But yeah, the Ten Rings, they set this up. I don't know what the hell they were trying to do with it because honestly, I don't whether you could tell me whether or not Shang-Chi was set up to be a Marvel movie at some point back in the early 2000s. I wouldn't
I,
believe
I,
you.
I think it was no, because thing with Feige, Feige did explain that they do think ahead. Like Phase 1 was legit planned already. All of Phase 1 to 3. Thanos is already in their minds. um, Again, they even said are the next 20 years is already set.
God damn, we're gonna have
I'm
so many
serious.
Shang-Chi movies. God,
That's how genius Ken Feige is. The next
bro.
20 years are set.
Ah man, dude, we're gonna have so many MCU movies. This is pretty much our generation's Western films.
The
Anyways,
TV series too. They also have don't forget the Marvel TV shows. That's also included. That's why I think like Feige enjoys. I don't know. I don't know if it's true, but like I think the TV shows that people are having more fun to make.
well, yeah, there's a lot more creative range you could do with the TV shows. The movies, I mean, yes, there is some range you can have with it, but it always has to be like, here's point A, here's point B, get to it.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
think that's one issue with. Never mind. We're going off tangents again. But the Ten Rings. Ugh.
the Ten Rings, I kind of like they were teasier. Like they were just a terrorist organization. I mean, I kind of hate how they're portraying Iron Man movies in the next few films, but it has a good start that they actually are an organization that is in the shadows. That's like for Shang-Chi can explain who they really are. But again, like Ten Rings, I like the fact that Marvel does a way of putting Easter eggs that will potentially be something bigger in the future movie. Look at like you notice in Iron Man 1 when Iron Man's taking off the Mark 2. I mean Mark 2,
The Captain America
America
shield.
Shield. Yeah, see, it led to that. Look what happened.
Are those bullet holes?
And what else was there? What else? And then also
Shield.
again, Shield. Now let's talk about the final. Let's talk about the post credit scene. So this is what's funny. No one knew about a post credit scene. No one was kind of sad that this is a film that made people stay after the credits. because, because thing is, what's funny is like even I didn't know about it because when after when the thing is of course back then when the film ends you just turn it off when the credits show up, right? Whatever, that's normal. But the fact that they put a secret scene in there and everyone started talking about it. This is where Feige's a genius. Like he changed like, oh, the Area 1. What's funny? It's even sad. Like even normal movies have post credit scenes now.
I mean,
That's
they. I mean, well, yeah, it's very taboo when you have a post credit scene. There's only been a few movies that have done it, like Ferris Bueller, Airplanes, and here's one. And no, a lot of people don't know this. Aliens had a post credit scene, and it wasn't a post credit scene, but all you heard the sound of a xenomorph on the exact same ship after Ripley killed the Mother Queen. You hear a xenomorph on that ship.
yeah.
So, but this is the movie that took the cake when it comes to post credit scenes.
Yeah. And then Samuel Jackson.
I am
Easy
Iron Man.
paycheck. And our easy paycheck. Like you know what's funny? Feige is also smart. You look at original scene. He said mutants and spider and yeah. But they're like, oh, we can't use it. What?
Yeah, because freaking Fox owned the rights and Sony owned the rights to Spider-Man
I
still.
think some DVDs do it now. Like, oh, we have some mutants. I don't know. I know it's true, but the fact that he actually added that to show Feige was thinking ahead of his time. I think he knew. Like, I think he knew. I bet you in his mind's like, you know what? Sooner or later, we're gonna have these properties back. We're gonna get Spider-Man back. We're gonna get X-Men back. And look what happened.
Next thing you know, once they figure out the issues with X-Men, we're gonna see Iron Man the Favreau cut. re-released back in theaters just for that scene where he says mutants and spiders. Watch, that'll be an easy check for
Also,
Favreau.
another thing too, like I mean, going off topic, like well, I think it's Peter Parker was still, I think he was still only like 7 or
That's Iron
6
Man
years
2.
old.
That's Iron Man 2.
Oh yeah, Iron Man 2 was with Peter Parker. Again, yeah. But yeah, that's Iron. This is Iron Man 1. That's pretty much it. Like action, story wise, perfect. Like if I had to go back and rate the film, this is a perfect 10 out of 10. Pacing
Oh,
wise,
damn right.
characters. The only thing it was a low 10 because the bad guy. Well, the thing is, no, actually, no. I regress. I take away my thing. It's still it's a solid 10, not high 10, solid 10. Because the thing is, Jeff Bridges alone, like take him in a suit, killed it. In a suit, whatever. But the thing is, he had his performance in the beginning and half that made it, But yeah, love the film. That's Iron Man 1.
For me, it's a 10. I'll say one thing. I'm so glad Jeff Bridges didn't say "man" this movie. Where he's like, "All right, man." I'm like, hey, Jeff, I know you like Big Lebowski. No, thankfully they kept that. They shut that down, and he was just Jeff Bridges, the actor. I loved that. I really enjoyed that. Again, I enjoyed the special effects. I enjoyed the action, and real quick, I just want to give praise to that scene where he's in the Middle East and you see that dope walking away moment where he shoots a little mini missile at that damn tank and it just walks away like a badass. You will never get another scene like that ever again.
Dun 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 dun. I remember. He's like,
but no. And also Clark Gregg as Agent Coulson.
Oh, he's with Clark Gregg. We forgot about Clark Gregg. Yeah,
Yo,
like
we love you, Clark. Yo,
like
Clark
come back.
Gregg.
I mean, he did do Captain Marvel, but come on, Marvel, get him back at least for have a variant. He needs to come back. Technically, he's still alive. Come on,
Listen,
bring him
Agents
back.
of Shield. Listen, if Agents of Shield is still canon,
it's still canon. Well, no, it's still canon because they introduced the multiverse. Anything, I'm serious. Anything in Marvel is now canon because the fact is you showed it's up. You showed Inhumans, Black Bolt. You showed Sam Raimi's verse, the Mark Webb verse. They're now MCU canon.
I will say this. Yo, we need Coulson back. Disney, look at me. I don't ever call you out, but I'm calling you out. The ball's in your court. Agent Coulson has to come back. And honestly, Captain America 4 is a good way for him to come back. Have old man Steve be like, Coulson, it's been so long. I thought you were dead.
No, he's Buzz Lightyear, dude. He actually went to the moon and went to Infinity and Beyond.
To Infinity and Beyond, Coulson. No, this movie's a 10. I love this movie.
I mean, I can't say more about Coulson. Coulson just did his job as S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, and S.H.I.E.L.D., but like he does.
You mean strategic homeland intervention. What's the E?
I know it's E. What's E?
Logistics division. I don't remember.
Yeah, something E. Oh, Shield S.I.
Egg sandwich logistics division. Please call it Shield.
Call Shield. Let's see. Comments. Oh, the line. Not the worst thing you caught me doing.
Oh, that's all. Oh, yo, speaking of lines, for those who want to know, the final scene where RDJ says "I am Iron Man" was not in the script. He improv that.
He improvised it. He improved it. You know what? Because of the song.
Yeah. What was the original line? I don't remember.
I forgot, but I am Iron Man is legit. It was funny. Here's another thing. You say Iron Man. You say that because a lot of stuff in the MCU are now, a lot of lines in MCU are very like improv.
Yeah.
Oh, go
ahead.
Andrew Garfield saying, "I love you guys." Like, and the reaction to like what? What are we supposed to say?
No, I remember. I remember correctly. This was improv. It wasn't improv. This was put in honor Stan Lee. In Captain Marvel, originally she doesn't smile at Stan Lee, but because Stan Lee passed away, they redid that shot, and she smiles at Stan Lee while he's reading his script for Mallrats.
Yeah, it's like she's like, I was like, oh, Carol Danvers, dude. I'll say this: next year is gonna be your Carol Danvers. Like, you watch Miss Marvel right now?
No, I haven't.
It's really good. I'm sorry to God. I'll say this right now. I'm sorry to say this, Foxy boy. Miss Marvel is the second best. And keep in mind, did not get the much hype, right? Well, did yeah, but this did not get much. Yeah, this is the second best written MCU series I ever watched. It's so relatable. Kamala Khan is the next Peter Parker. Like, remember how you fell in love with Tom Holland in Spider
Yes.
Man? This is legit. Come on, this is Amani Balani's time. She's legit. She's legit growing in front of her eyes.
Okay, I will. Okay, don't get me wrong. I really want to see Kamala Khan Miss Marvel. I will watch it. I'm going to
It's
watch
so
it
good. The pacing is so good,
because I
and the
love the
episodes
comic
are so
books.
relatable. You're gonna be like, "Oh shit, that was me in high school." It's
Because
so good.
I love the comic books, so I will definitely watch the show then.
And
Because I
plus,
still go ahead.
huh?
Go
Plus
ahead.
the fact that they respect and honor Muslim culture, Muslim culture.
Yeah.
Not like, and plus they also the fact that they show like it's basic comic book act, not really comic book accurate, but the fact that they actually do honor like the writers from Miss Marvel and actually got an actual Pakistani like Pakistani like film
Actress.
writers and everything. Mwah.
I will definitely take a look at that.
I'll
But
say this: it's better. It's second because Loki's my number one. This is second best, but it's like close going to beat. Yeah,
see, my top 3 Marvel shows that Disney Plus has made. What if
uh-huh.
Loki, and honestly, Hawkeye. I freaking love Hawkeye. I love that show.
There were some pacing issues with Hawkeye. Honestly, there was some episodes I kind of fell asleep. Almost fell asleep.
It's the best Christmas show.
It's the best Christmas show, but like because Loki, I legit was like so glued into it. Like Miss Marvel, because WandaVision was like kind of like okay, this is kind of dragging, but like Miss Marvel's like holy shit, this is fucking interesting. Oh my bad, but this is interesting. This is language.
Like, I'm sorry. Did you just say a language?
Yeah, but but this is really interesting. Like oh shoot, the characters are good. The villains are actually relatable. I'm like damn. So good job, Marvel. You actually got a hidden gem with Miss Marvel. So props to you guys.
But no. Anyways, Ryan. So what's next that we're gonna review together? Because you and I are like glue now. I'm not going anywhere.
Ew. Anyway,
I'm not replaceable. In case you want to know, people, I am irreplaceable. Everything. My stuff is not to the left. My stuff is in here.
Okay, let me see. I'm thinking.
Have you talked about the first X-Men movie yet?
No.
We need to talk about the first X-Men movie because
Fine. So starting
just turned 11.
Starting on
12.
Are you free Friday?
This Friday?
Yeah.
No.
Thursday?
No, I have a doctor's appointment.
Okay, so next Monday.
Okay, next Monday.
Not Saturday or not Saturday because Saturday I have to handle some
I
golden trio. But anyway,
okay.
But all right, next Monday we'll talk about oh wait, no, wrong. Dun 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 dun. Love you, Ron Masterman. Talk about X-Men 2000s film, the one with Hugh Jackman that made him a superstar. So
anyway.
But anyway, so let's see. Let's look comments. Fox has controlled.
Again,
shout outs to the 6 people watching us, and yeah, consistently. Favorite Iron Man film. Iron Man 1, always. Iron Man 1, always.
Iron Man 1 tied with Iron Man 3. I'm sorry, I love Iron Man 3. I freaking love that movie.
Except for the Mandarin. Anyway.
Oh no, yeah, except for the Mandarin.
But even though, again, he got redeemed in Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi is the reason why I love Iron Man 3 again. So
yeah. Terror Slattery. I'm an actor. Get actor. Anyway, so yeah, guys, that's the Buttery Show. Fox, I'm glad you're back. You know what? You're gonna change your name now to
no,
your mocha chocolate.
No,
right? Your mocha chocolate. Your mocha No, your mocha.
No,
crazy mocha.
I'm
crazy mocha.
I'm ending the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching this new episode of the Buttery Show, starring yours truly. And it is great to be back. And I'll be back to give my thoughts on the X-Men movie. And it's about to open up a floodgate of hot takes. But Ryan, Thank you for having me back. Well, actually, thank you for coming on my show. Um, where can the people find you?
You can find me trying to beat you up behind the scenes. Anyway, you can find me Instagram dancerboy247, and if you like Power Rangers, please follow us on Morphin Network. This Sunday we'll be discussing the final episode of the final season episode of first half of Sci Fury season 1. I know it's kind of late, but at least we finished it.
I know it's season
Um,
2.
season 2, damn it, season 2. See, yeah. I know people are saying what the leaks are. We're not going to discuss it because I'm not going to show it, but I'll just say like I'm happy. Honestly, I'm happy.
We're not, yeah. Like once again, we don't do spoilers and leaks. So yeah. Well, you lovely people can find me. Oh wait, hold up. Future Jim Cornette. Oh, bro, listen, I'm about to go buy some glasses because Jim Cornette. We're for the first time on the Buttery Show because I am back. We are bringing back the Jim Cornette alerts, and I'll explain what the Jim Cornette alert is next week. But you lovely people can find your boy on Twitter and Instagram at @the_Reckless_Fox. Follow me on my YouTube page, Reckless Fox. I am going to start putting more content up. I've been busy with family stuff, and you can follow me on twitch.tv/recklessfox. Please be sure to follow the Struggle Game Podcast on SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, and Breaker Audio. There are going to be episodes I'm going to be posting throughout this week, and there you go. I love you guys.
Yeah, we love you too, man. I can't believe we can't wait to keep doing this all the time.
You better
Finally,
love me.
keep doing this all the time.
Shut. Get that out of here. This is not the right show for that. Leave me. Listen, I'll give you that for Morphin Network. Let me have this. Can I have a clean slate on the Buttery Show, please?
Part of the multiverse, man.
No, this ain't no goddamn multiverse.
That's right. We're connected. We're connected.
No, goddamn.
We're the same universe.
I'm about to go Nick. No.
All right, guys. This is the Buddy Shows. We might have a podcast Wednesday. I'll see. Possibly. I'll just keep looking your Instagram. Buddy Show Instagram, social media. But yeah, guys, this is the Buddy Show, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Smile
guys.
and wave, crazy mocha. Smile and
Smile and
wave.
wave.